Hey everyone, it's Mari here, and I have a project for Cheeky Studio for you today. I'm going to be scrapping this photograph, which I printed in about 5x4, and this is a photograph of my daughter and her friends at her bachelorette. And I've done the journaling already. You can see there on the right side on just some white cardstock, and now I'm going to place that onto another piece of white cardstock in 12x12 and use that to start the base of my project here. Now I'm going to be using some gorgeous patterned papers and embellishments from the Cheeky Studio, including this really pretty 8x8 paper, which Tuesday included in my box of goodies as a guest designer this month for Cheeky Studio. And I'm going to just size that down a tiny little bit and use that as the main layer behind my photograph here. And I just love this paper. It's so pretty with the bright pinks and that beautiful cornflower blue, the greens and the little bits of yellow here and there. I just really love this paper, and I thought it was perfect for this photograph and for documenting this memory today. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of cardstock from my stash just to map my photograph. The first layer I thought I would just use a little bit of kind of a mint green, and then I'm going to follow that up with a layer of paper underneath that from the Cheeky Studio here. So you'll just see me getting this stuck down. I'll put this through my trimmer and trim it up. I just want a tiny little wee bit of a border around the photo. Now I did leave a little bit of a white border around the photo already, and then I just wanted to add this little bit of cardstock just to frame the photo in a little bit. And while I'm doing this here, I'll just talk a little bit about this photo. I just think it's super cute how the girls tried to mimic the bridesmaid photo from the movie Bridesmaids. And I think they did a pretty darn good job of it. I love it. I think it's so adorable. And I just really wanted to scrapbook this photo today and document this memory. I thought it was just really, really super cute. And in the journaling here, I'm just talking about where they went for the bachelorette and that kind of thing, and how fun it was for Bailey, and just a really great memory and event. So I'm going to take this really pretty bright pink patterned paper here from the shop, and I'm going to also use this as a bit of a mat here. Now I didn't want to cut into that gorgeous floral piece because my plan is to fussy cut that for another project, and so I'm just trying to avoid that and leave that intact in that paper. So now I'll just go ahead and trim this up, make sure that it's nice and straight and complements the little bit of a border in that mint green or that light green. And now I'm just ready to go ahead and continue on here. So I'm going to size down that 8x8 paper just a tiny little bit because I have a really pretty bunch of floral pieces that are part of a cut file from Cheeky Studio that I want to include as embellishments around my photograph here. So I'm just going to size this down. And then what I did off camera was I took the cut files that I'm going to be using here, and I sprayed them with Heidi Swap Color Shine. So these are the gorgeous cut files. I just love them. And I cut the cut file a couple of times. I actually traced one of the floral pieces a few times and just copied it and cut multiple pieces of that smaller floral, the yellow one there, and just to kind of add it on top here and there and tuck it in behind. And the Heidi Swap Color Shine colors I used, I think, if I can remember, were Butter and Ocean. I used pink, I used citron, and I used teal. And I just put the cut files in a cardboard box, and I sprayed the cut files with my color shine in just a bunch of different colors. It's really super easy to do, guys. And then once it's dry, you've just got these gorgeous embellishments that are perfect for the paper, for the pattern paper, which is just all of these beautiful floral patterns. So you can just see me here. I'm just going to mess around a little bit and try to kind of decide where I want these cut file floral pieces to embellish my photograph. And I just basically keep them over on that left side. and you can see how they just really complement the pattern paper in such a lovely way. Now these are some flair that I also got in my guest designer box of goodies, and I really love them. I think they finish off the centers of the floral pieces just perfectly, and so I'm going to do that with those flair pieces. I use the one that's more pink on the yellow embellishment, and then the one that's got more yellows and greens in it on top of where the more pink floral piece is there. And once I get these all adhered down, I am going to also add a little bit of a few of the die cuts from the die cut pack that I was sent as well. Now I thought about adding this acrylic piece here. I think I'm going to save that for another layout. I just didn't think that it was going to work for what I wanted to do with this one, and so I'm going to set that aside and use that on a later project. Now I'm just going to, these are all of the floral and foliage pieces that were in the die cut pack, and they are gorgeous, and of course they match everything perfectly, and there are a ton of them in the pack. I am going to link in the description box below the unboxing video that I did for all of the products that Tuesday at Cheeky Studio sent me, so that you can see how I used some of those products here today on my layout. Now I've popped the photo up on a piece of foam, craft foam, just to bring it up off the layout a little bit. And now I'm just taking some small alphas from my stash and spelling out the word Bridesmaids in yellow along the side of the photo. Now I'm going to take some of these really sweet little cut aparts in circles. I'm going to take my 1-inch circle punch, which is just a perfect size for these. And I decided to end up going with the one that says us on it in the blue, just because I wanted to bring that blue in a little bit again and into the center of a floral piece. So I'm just going to cut that out, and then I'm going to pop it up on a little bit of dimensional adhesive, and I'm going to use that as the center for one of my flowers there. So you can see how that floral embellishment area over to the left of the photo is just really coming together nicely. Such a beautiful cut file. I had so much fun working with this, and I was really grateful when I saw that Tuesday had sent me this cut file to use, because it is really a beautiful piece for this layout. I like it a lot. Just putting a little bit of a paperweight on my photo there just so that it gets stuck down nicely. I was thinking about using some of these cut aparts, but I decided to save those for another project as well. And I am going to show you here, there's going to be a little bit of a transition, and I'm just going to show you here some of the sewing that I did. I just ran some of the areas through my sewing machine just to add a little bit of texture. I tried not to go right to the edge so that I could keep the edges free, so that they could just kind of curl up a little bit on the layout. Here you can see I added a little bit of paper in a different color at the bottom and sewed through it, and added a little bit of a trim piece with this border punch, because I did some sewing down there and it was crooked, and so I had to cover it up. Got to do what you got to do, right? Anyway, okay, so there's going to be another little transition here. I'm going to add some Heidi Swap Color Shine in gold, in just some splatters on the layout, just to add a little bit of sparkle and shine. And the layout is going to be finished. Please make sure that you stay tuned to the very end of the video, because there is a coupon code for the Cheeky Studio shop, and make sure you check that out and hop on over to Cheeky Studio and check out all of the gorgeous products that Tuesday has in the shop there. And I am going to leave a link to Cheeky Studio in the description box below as well, so that you can have a nice, easy, simple link to get over to the shop to check out everything that Tuesday has for you. Thank you so much for stopping by today, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you as a subby on my channel. Have an amazing day, guys, and I hope to see you soon. Stay cheeky. Bye-bye.